Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy King Gabe here, and got another new segment to throw into the mix of the channel. So we got comic updates, with your Miko. Probably next year it'll probably start possibly doing some Star Striker 2000 at some point. Cause like I say, so many Yumiko ideals have been coming have been coming lately. I can't half talk. Bubblina, of course, Dora. Then you have the toy reviews, which will be going back into that next year as well. They're kind of be back into that with some new toys. Your random videos that's been coming up pretty much almost every day. Homemade movie trailers, and then the royal talks from me and Christina that we've gotten up to, I think, like 7 of them so far. So here's another thing to add to the channel roster. And also Brookwood. So far I've only been hanging with one thing of it, along with the pictures from my first 2 years up there. But next year we will be going back to Brookwood, so you will be seeing some more of your boy back at the church. We will have back, So here's the other thing that we're adding to this roster that's new to the channel now. What we saw at the movies. This is a new one here. Now this one's gonna be unlike the Royal Talk or my comic updates, where I be having my notes on my phone or the scripts for the kind of stuff like that to actually go off of. This one is definitely gonna be completely ad-lib, kind of like my toy reviews there. Matter of fact, there's gonna be a new way to do the toy reviews too. But you'll find out when I get back into them about what direction the toy reviews are going. So, what we saw at the movies. And for our first segment today, completely unscripted, just because the thing with what we saw at the movies is telling you what I can remember of it from the first viewing. That's the key to it. From the first viewing, chances are you might hear it in a Royal Talk possibly later with a little more detail. All depends. But right now, you're hearing what I remember from the first viewing of Spiderman No Way Home. Oh yes, this movie's been pretty hyped up. I'm kind of late to seeing it, to be honest. Saw it like a couple of days ago as I'm shooting this, like Thursday today. So we saw it Tuesday night before now, me and Christina, and it was really big. Yeah, it's a really big, pretty much as big as everybody's been hyping it up for the past 2 weeks there. And one reason I didn't see it right when it first came out, obviously schedule, had a lot going on, especially with, Christmas going on, my day job, and then also the previous videos I've been doing. So, and life in general. So there was a lot of other priorities to take care of. You probably can guess what some of those are. Gotta do the important things first, and then you enjoy the leisure things. So we got to enjoy. The movie. Oh boy, did we! Matter of fact, now I gotta actually, because I didn't catch this in the theater. Venom Let There Be Carnage, but I'm gonna go probably take a shot at it. Just look at it. Because I actually did see the first Venom in the theaters. Yeah, just for the heck of it. So with Spider-Man No Way Home, from what I remember, I'm gonna go in order. Try my best to. Okay, so we start off obviously from where the second movie picked up, Far From Home, where he was swinging MJ around. Then all of a sudden, J. Jonah Jameson. I'm guessing this is supposed to be the Tom Holland universe, the MCU version of J. Jonah Jameson. I He just so happens to look like the one from the Sam Raimi movies, except, you know, he's older and he got a bald head, which obviously that's because, you know, years have passed. But I guess you could say that they just have similar Jamesons. I mean, after all, you know, you do have multiverse cases where sometimes characters will have some similarities in their appearance. Of course, then again, that, yeah, kind of a reason of the whole multiverse point. Well, for one, you know, the Peter Parkers did look kind of alike a little bit. Live action Peter Parker, so yeah, why not have Jameson have a few be the same guy but just slightly different looking? You heard it here, folks. Spider-Man killed Mysterio, one of the greatest heroes of all time. And this is I gotta sit down, folks, for this. Spider-Man's true identity is Peter Parker. Holy mother Hubbard! Yeah, that was Andrew Garfield, like from Amazing Spider-Man, Mother Hubbard. Yeah, but oh my goodness. So then everybody starts surrounding MJ. Michelle Jones, by the way. They don't. I think she said she was Michelle Jones Watson. I think there was sometimes she actually did say Mary Jane for some reason. I would have to look at it again to double check, because like I say, this was the first viewing. I've only seen it once, so but I could have sworn, and again, had to double check, but I could have sworn I heard her sometime going by the name that she gave us the first time, Michelle, and then say some her friends call her MJ. Then was talking about I'm Mary Jane. So, yeah, I gotta double check for that. Some of y'all that probably seen it more than once might actually know if she said that or not. But anyway, so they're surrounding around MJ. Pete comes down. Tom Holland, Peter, Spider-Man comes down there, gets her out of there. And, oh, the people are aggressive in this crowd. They're like, oh, Spider-Man hit me! Spider-Man hit me! Then one of them actually grabbed him and then fell off when he web slinged away with her. This chase really goes on for a pretty good little while for the opening. Oh boy! And she's screaming the whole way. They go up. There's a point they're up on standing on some type of. I don't know what that was. It was standing on, but it was when Ned called him, dude, no, dude, no, dude, Peter. It's like all of a sudden I expected Beast Boy to jump in and go, dude. So go to the subway, so they hide out at Peter's house. Pretty much the only place he can think of, because he can't go to MJ's house. So then Peter's house, there's of course an awkward scene. And remember, this movie's PG-13. Spoilers. Good. I forgot to mention there'd be spoilers, but spoilers. I'll put it. I should have it. I'll remember to put it on the in parentheses on the video thing. So yeah, we'll know if you still haven't seen it yet. So yeah, the awkward scene where Happy and Aunt May walk in by accident as Peter's trying to change out of his costume real quick into his wrinkled clothes. Oh, whoa, is that what you think? 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 So yeah, everybody's after and then there's they don't really have a court scene as far as I saw. They basically had him, I guess he was kind of, it may have been kind of a court or somewhere, but there was some interrogation going on. They were questioning about the drone. They were questioning May. They questioned Ned and MJ. Yeah, I think that's where I kind of heard her bouncing between names and stuff like that when they was doing the interrogation. A lot of people I seen on a TikTok video that I shared on the channel. A lot of people were thinking that characters like Tom Holland Spider-Man and MJ from that universe, and also other characters in the MCU like Iron Man and want to say Loki, Pop, and a few other, and oh yeah, and of course Drax, definitely Drax. A lot of them were autistic there, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, and it kind of was obvious with Drax. Yeah. Well, okay, when I learned about autism, yeah, and then saw that TikTok video, that was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, with Drax, because yeah, especially that scene when he was like, she just told your darkest secret. You must be so embarrassed. Yeah. Do me, do me, do me. So, that makes sense to him, and hey, it could be possible with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because there was a thing in Spider-Man Homecoming where, if y'all remember, straight from, picking up straight from Civil War, when Tony dropped him off, dropped him back off home, Tony went to reach for the door, and Tom Holland, Peter Parker thought like, oh, it's not a hug, I'm just getting the door. Oh, sorry. And a little behind the scenes, he actually was trying to play a joke on Robbie Downey Jr. and it backfired. So, and they just kept it in there. So there was that. We do get the appearance from Daredevil. Not in his costume though. Matt Murdock just, as his lawyer form. He doesn't dress up as Daredevil or suit up or anything. He's just there to be Peter's lawyer. Sort of similar to the Spider-Man animated series back in the 90s. Yeah, that's a kind of a good, neat little callback there. Because Peter was actually in trouble for something in the 90s Spider-Man. I think in that it was something involving with the Kingpin, and Matt Murdock became his lawyer and was able to get him cleared of that there. So, and then we got the team up from Daredevil and Spider-Man back then to take down the Kingpin. So we do get that. Then of course there's that scene where he's at school. Everybody, all like some of the people are actually on his side. Like they actually, oh, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, cool. Actually, rooting. And then you got people that like, oh yeah, he's Spider-Man. Yeah. I know him. Yeah, because they know he's Spider-Man. Yeah, like Flash Thompson, for example. Yeah, now he's all cool with Pete. Which I guess is at least better than him being on the hate train side. Yeah, because we could. Yeah, so I guess it's better for Flash. I know Flash is just sort of coming off like using Peter because of the fact he's Spider-Man. The scenes that he's in, he's like, oh hey, can you give me a ride to school and stuff like that. But yeah, I think maybe but at least it not completely 100% good, but at least it's better than Flash hating him though. So yeah, that's something. There's a funny scene when the kind of an awkward scene when the teachers are like, okay, so we had the students set this up, so if you want to just climb up on the ceiling or lip sync to the class and all that, it's totally fine, we won't say a word. Like, oh boy. It's some of them, yeah. Now, depending on who you are, you might probably laugh at some of this, and but it's quite a bit of awkwardness at the beginning, mostly because of what's happening in the movie. So, I mean, it makes sense of why it's coming off that way. So it's not no fault of the movie, to be honest. It's just the situation. So yeah, it's gonna produce some awkward moments in the opening. Even if you look at some and think it's unnecessary, it's gonna be there. So, turns out they're also trying to get into college, but apparently the colleges are turning down Pete, MJ, and Ned, turning them all down because of their connections with Spider-Man. You're connected with a murderer! So that's when, so Tom Holland said, I'm just going to call him Tom Holland because since we got 3 other Peter Parkers going to be in this. So I'm going to call him Tom Holland for this review. For this, review. Yeah, whatever. So Tom Holland goes to see Doctor Strange, and of course, just like in the trailer, Peter, what do I owe the pleasure to? Thank you for seeing me, sir. Oh, please. We fought, saved half the universe together and be oh, okay, Steven. That's a little, it feels a little odd, but I'll allow it. And, you know, a lot of people were wondering what was up with the snow in Doctor Strange's place. Especially considering the fact this, that, you know, Peter's looking at Halloween decorations in this place in one of the scenes before he goes to see Doctor Strange. And yeah, why would there be snow if it's supposed to be Halloween, I guess? Well, the answer to that was apparently him and Wong had accidentally left a portal open to some area that had a lot of snow, and the portal, I guess, something went wild with the portal and a bunch of snow came in there. So, yeah, sort of like how those things were going in the first Doctor Strange movie. You know, they had little incidents like that. So then, of course, turns out he actually asks him to go back in time to keep Mysterio from revealing his secret identity. But Doctor Strange reveals that he can't do that because he doesn't have the Time Stone anymore. But then there's this spell mentioned about forgetting things. So why don't we make people forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man? Now, here's another thing that came up. Now we know when he gets ready to cast this, Peter starts like, oh wait, what about MJ? Well, she's my girlfriend. She should know. And, oh, how about Ned? Ned, what is? Oh, and maybe my Aunt May really should know. And then there's that. Let's stop talking. One thing Christina said about this, even from seeing the trailer, before we even went to see the movie, like that he should have had, and I think it was in the comment section of some of the, like when the trailer was released on YouTube, he should have been prepared with this, like, okay, I want everybody to forget except for these people, and, you know, had a list there, and then he cast the spell. This is why this is why that didn't happen. Because of the fact his intention was for Doctor Strange to go back in time and change Mysterio from revealing his identity. Yeah, that was the key, but see, Pete was not aware that the Time Stone was destroyed. Remember, he was dusted in Infinity War, so he didn't know about when, you know, the other Avengers went to Thanos demanding for the stone. Thanos was like, I used the stones to destroy the stones. They're reduced to atoms. So, yeah, Peter did not know about this, so he thought he still had the Time Stone, or Eye of Agamotto, which really was the Time Stone inside the thing. So, and the Forget Me spell, now it make me think of Mega Man with the Forget Me stick. Use the Forget Me stick. Boing! So, the Forget Me spell was actually something that Doctor Strange came up with. This was not an idea from Peter. Peter's idea was going back in time, like Back to the Future. He had no intention of the forgiveness until Doctor Strange mentioned it. So obviously, he probably did not think about the fact of certain people he wanted to still remember this. So yeah, there was that. Yeah. Some people were even saying that Doctor Strange should have asked him. Well, I guess since now we've seen the movie where Doctor Strange was the one that came with that idea, yeah, I guess technically he could have. But I guess he did. I guess his thing was just everybody forget in general. Which, if you look at it from this point of view, if everybody completely forgot, yeah, then yeah, that would definitely include with the paparazzi, J. Jonah Jameson, and you wouldn't have any connections to the fact that Peter Parker is Spider-Man for people to all of a sudden, oh, you're Spider-Man! So, but yeah, we get that. The spell goes wrong. So Peter then he leaves Doctor Strange. Actually, he's kicked out. Something to do with college again. Yeah, Strange is pretty ticked off. He tries to catch the this admissions lady who in order to try to get him, Ned, and MJ into the college. Basically, he really just wants MJ and Ned. He just basically wants them because he feels really guilty about the fact that they can't get in. Turns out that lady, I've heard from people say that that's actually Miles Morales' mom. And when I saw her in the trailer before seeing the movie, I thought that because of this knowledge, I thought that she was going to be in the movie a little bit more. Not a whole lot more, but more than just that Doc Ock scene that's coming up. But yeah, it's just pretty much here. Yeah, he tries to catch her, and when he does, Doc Ock shows up. Hello, Peter. Hi. I know you? What have you done with my machine? What machine? I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe if you stop wrecking cars and stuff, we could work together and find them. Oh, you want to play games? Catch! and then that fight breaks out. Doc Ock tears off a piece of Peter's suit. Because he's wearing the Iron Spider suit, which is nanotech. It gets integrated into the arm. Nanotechnology. You've outdone yourself, Peter. And Peter is Tom Holland is able to suddenly control his arm and use it to his advantage of rescuing the admissions lady there. And also, one thing he probably was tempted to do, but it's probably good that he didn't because this wasn't the right situation for that. Well, wasn't the right time for this. Since he was able to control the mechanical arms, probably was tempting for him to do. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. But he didn't do that because this not the right time for it. He gets the mission lady to safety. She says she's going to admit Ned, MJ, and Tom Holland sees them getting in at the college and everything. And also fires off at the taxi driver for locking her in the car. That was not cool. So we got Doc Ock wrapped up, and then of course, the Green Goblin. Peter, you're struggling. Now the funny thing that happens when he shows up, just pretty much like the trailer. The minute he dives in toward Peter and you think there's going to be another fight scene, he disappears. And they're back in Doctor Strange's dungeon, where apparently he's got Doc Ock locked up, the Lizard, and the Sandman. Well, actually, no, it's Doc Ock and I think the Lizard. They're the only two that's locked up, because the Green Goblin is still out there. And then of course, they're gonna run into Electro and the Sandman. So they only got Doc Ock and the Lizard right now. He tells Peter that he got to get them back to the point in time where they came from, and it's their fate to die. And that mentioning of that they all die fighting Spider-Man kind is like, wait, what? So then it comes to the fact of having to catch some multiverse men. Actually, Tom Holland doesn't find out about this until after he captures Electro and Sandman, or assists with catching them. They find Electro trying to charge up. Sandman actually helps Tom Holland catch Electro. And at some point in all this, gotta rewatch to double check when exactly this happened, but some kind of way, I think it had to do with the electricity in the MCU universe. that allow Electro to suddenly look the way he is, like why you don't see him blue. So you actually see Jamie Foxx in a cool coat. So, and actually he doesn't get the coat until after him and Sandman are captured. So when he comes down from the wires after a brief fight with Tom Holland as well for disturbing his charging, he's suddenly naked. Oh boy, that's awkward again. So so now Electro, Sandman, the Lizard, and Doc Ock are all locked up and everything. We get a moment also where the Green Goblin is out there, and Norman comes out. Remember, split personality. They really made Norman kind of sympathetic in this movie. When he would be out, you almost would. Some of you might almost cry seeing Norman Osborn in some of the first scenes, especially when he comes to Aunt May's place. And suddenly I'm just here. I don't know where. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. Y'all gotta help me. It's kind of a hard. You're already pulling at your heartstrings with Norman Osborn. Willem Dafoe. So of course, after finding out about the fact that they all die and everything, Tom Holland says there gotta be another way. There is no other way. Okay, I'm gonna grab the box then. Come back in with that box. That's why I don't have kids. And turns out another trailer scene, when he was talking about when you mess with the fabric of reality. Turns out that is them in the mirror dimension. Also, if you're wondering about that part where Doctor Strange punched Peter's astral form out of Spider-Man, because of the spider sense or the tingly thing that they call it, the Peter tingle, that Tom Holland Spider-Man is actually his body. The spider sense makes the body react even without his spirit in there, which is kind of cool. So he's able to get back in his body, get the box back. They have a fight in the mirror dimension where he actually figures this out in a mathematical way of exactly where to shoot his webs and completely web up Doctor Strange. Wow. Okay, I did not see that coming. And he gets the box back. He gets back to the dungeon. The other villains, Sandman, Ock, and all them. So why you save us? So first thing Tom Holland's like, well, hey, look, why don't we try to help you guys, with your conditions and stuff, like, bring the Lizard back into Doc Connor's, Doc Ock's inhibitor chip, Electro's condition, as well as the Sandman. So they all go to Aunt May's place. Of course, they meet up with Norman Osborn there. And turns out actually, at this point, they're not at Aunt May's, they're at Happy's place, Iron Man's assistant, remember from the movies. And he has this special Stark Industries box that is able to help them with whatever they pretty much need tech-wise. And they're able to get all these different solutions. And also, I guess, other things there. But they end up getting solutions to, how to, Doc Ock's, where he can regain control of his mind and not have the arms controlling him. And they're about to do it with Electro, as well as the Green Goblin. But then the Green Goblin pops up. We don't need to be cured. We are gods. We are not gods. I had to throw in a little stuff from Odinson. Green Goblin messes the whole thing up. Jamie rips the thing. Electro rips the thing off him. So he ain't going through with this. Sandman's not gonna go through with this now. When Sandman first popped up, even though he was helping Tom Holland capture Electro, when he realized that that wasn't Tobey Maguire, he was like, wait a minute, you're not... I don't trust you. But he sort of was going along with all this just to see what was going to happen, you know, kind of, you know, keeping an eye on Tom Holland. Sort of like pulling a Batman, kind of. So yeah, you got those. And then we also have the fact that the Lizard didn't exactly go in with the rest of them. So he burst out of the van at the very same time that J. Jonah Jameson arrives to film all this. Is that a dinosaur? So now you got 4 villains on the loose. Electro, the Lizard, Sandman, and Green Goblin now. Doc Ock, I'm not sure exactly where he went during all this, but yeah, they sort of shoved him aside since, you know, he was like, come on, we can be good guys now. And like, we ain't hearing that. So they end up now, especially Electro, he's equipped with that arc reactor and everything to really amplify his powers. Oh boy. And I did warn you guys that there was spoilers. Probably spoiled a lot of it already. But major spoiler is Green Goblin kills Aunt May. Yeah. And boy, is Tom Holland pissed. So, yeah, he ain't taking the flying down. But at this very moment, that's where we get the other Spider guys joining. We get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up, thanks to a little help from Ned using magic, because he mentions that there's magic in his family, and also Tom Holland stole that little split ring that Doctor Strange has to do those portals. And so Ned's wearing it. And Andrew Garfield comes out first. Really funny scene with his entrance. And then Tobey Maguire, who's the Andrew Garfield, I must add, when he enters, he's already in his costume. Tobey Maguire does have his costume, but just like in a lot of the scenes of his movies, he got his regular clothes over it. So there's a funny scene when they're like, so where's your suit? You gonna go dress as a youth pastor? And also we do get the web shooter thing, where Tobey Maguire reveals that his webbing is natural. That stuff just came straight out of you. Also, there's a thing where Tom Holland is like, he is really, I mean, the whole death of Aunt May thing is really, I mean, just really tearing him apart mentally. And just in time, Toby and Andrew really, and it takes a while. It's not right. They really have to try to get through to Tom, you know, hey, we know what it's like to lose people, but you know, we got to still stop these guys before they hurt more people there. With great power comes great responsibility. So, and yeah, and let me tell you honestly, I was not expecting Aunt May to die. That, even if, yeah, of all of the different deaths that's occurred in the MCU here and there, Aunt May was not someone I expected to die. That was a major twist. Whew. And the thing is, at one point you actually think she's still gonna be okay, and you know, just needs medical attention from the attack of the Green Goblin, but she actually did. And it's sort of a darker version of what almost happened to Aunt May in the Tobey Maguire movie, when the Green Goblin busted in. That's probably why he did it. Probably was reminiscing about when he almost scared Aunt May to death in the Sam Raimi film when she was in the middle of the Lord's Prayer, and deliver us. Finish it! Finish it! From evil! Oof. That's some major PTSD right there. Yeah, so yeah, we get all the all the Spider people were all together and everything, and they had a little brief moment before going into battle. Like Andrew was Toby's was trying to get his back in place. Oh, my back. Sort of a callback to Spider-Man 2 when he was trying to get his powers back. And, I'm back. Whoa! Oh, oh, my back. I'm back. Yeah, I had a weak back too. About a week back. I couldn't resist that. I had a weak back. Hey, and just at least it wasn't my leg. My leg. Oh boy. So Andrew kind of helps get his back in place and also his leg. And there's even a moment where they talk about some of the villains they fought, and then with Andrew, Toby actually motivates Andrew like, no, you're amazing. No, I need you to say it. You're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah, I'm amazing. You're amazing. I'm amazing. Well, that's a good way to reference the title of his movie, Amazing Spider-Man. So now they all go off into battle. Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3. I love you guys, by the way. Never had a brother. Woo! And then it's all like the web slinging, and the fight. Oh my God, the Spider-Man coming on! Oh my God, Electro's coming down. Electro is getting all charged up and everything. Sandman's coming up on the rear, but no, Tom Holland Spider-Man comes up in the rear. And then Andrew comes up to back up and get the pass and pass over to Toby. And the touchdown! Let's see that on the instant replay. It's a good day with Multiverse Madness, sports fans. Look at this. Oh, and look, Doctor Strange is coming through the portal now. He's pretty mad about that whole split ring thing, but he'll probably still help out, though. Yeah, you think he is for it? I think he is. Oh, boy. I'm not even... Oh, boy, there goes your early Super Bowl moment. So yeah, we got that. They all, and turns out during the fight they're giving them the cures and stuff, to get Sandman back to his normal state, the Lizard back into Doc Connors, and then of course Doc Ock actually shows up to help getting Electro back to normal, Max Dillon. And there's a funny scene where Andrew Garfield shows up, he takes off his mask. Max looks at him. Oh, you know what? I always thought Spider-Man would be black. And I'm sorry, sir. No, it's okay, kid. No, I know there's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere. In case anybody watching this video that didn't catch on to that moment after him saying that, that's probably I'm pretty sure that probably was put in the movie to hint at Miles Morales. Yeah, since Black Spider-Man technically he's actually I think part black and part he's African Hispanic there, but still counts though. But yeah, I think only thing missing from that scene was for Jamie Foxx when he said, I know there's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere, was for him to turn to the camera and wink like that. Yeah, break the fourth wall, why don't you, Jamie? I tell you, he has some pretty funny scenes there, Electro there. Yeah. So then, of course, Green Goblin's gonna be a finale fight. 1-on-1. Tom Holland versus Green Goblin. Ready? Go! So they go into the blade, the whips, the wait, throw that, whoa, that. And then there's a moment that's, yeah, not so funny. Tom Holland actually wants to kill him for what he did to Aunt May, but Tobey Maguire stops him. No. Put it down. Put it down, kid. Yeah, sort of, which is a callback to what happened with Toby. You remember when Uncle Ben got shot and he wanted to kill the person who murdered Uncle Ben. But now, of course, it ended up with the guy tripping over a pipe and he fell out the window and, yeah, died by accident. But however, one thing Toby explained, he said he really did want to kill that guy. And he ended up getting what he wanted. But then he realized vengeance was not the way. This is not going to bring my Uncle Ben back. Killing the Green Goblin is not going to bring Aunt May back. And even Andrew Garfield knows about this because I think he had more of a vengeful moment than even Toby did. Unless, of course, you count the other movies there, yeah. But, yeah, I think what it was, Andrew showed a lot more of his vengeful side right off in the opening scene of trying to find Uncle Ben's killer. And then when the lizard showed up in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, he realized, hey, I gotta fight for justice and not for vengeance, So in Toby's case, it was kind of the same thing, then, great power, great responsibility. But there were moments, but I think what it was with Toby, a lot of some vengeful moments came back to him in the third movie with, of course, the Black Suit Spider-Man thing. So, yeah, there was that. So, yeah, so we get there, and, there is a moment where Toby gets stabbed, like, similar to Phil Coulson. But because of his spider powers, he's actually able to heal a bit. So I'm not exact. So I did hear the stab sound and him react to it. But I might need to check. That's another thing I might need to check again to see exactly how that stab was. Because I assume by memory that it might have been like on his side or something. Because see, like with Phil Coulson in Avengers, that thing was right in the center. And of course, he didn't have spider healing abilities or healing abilities like Cap or Deadpool, or Wolverine. But so, yeah, it wasn't very fortunate. Unless, of course, you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't watched it, but yeah, apparently he's back in that for some reason. Anywho, so yeah, they actually get Green Goblin cured instead of killed. And then there's this moment where they're all coming through, and I can't stop them. So there's only one way to help Doctor Strange fix this whole problem for the moment. He has to let the spell go through of everybody forgetting who he is and not interrupt it. Yeah, this means that, but let's just say there's a greater price to this. Apparently, not only are the people going to forget that Tom Holland is Spider-Man, Peter Parker, but they're going to even forget who he is, including MJ and Ned. Yeah, which, in a way, it kind of is a bit of a sad ending for him. But at the same time, one thing he takes comfort in is the fact that, he was able to make things right of the situation that he did somewhat kind of cause. Yeah, I know I said Doctor Strange should have probably, and the comments and stuff, because Doctor Strange was the one that brought up the ideal of the forgetting spell. But still, there was the fact, because he came over there to ask for Doctor Strange's help, so yeah, none of this would have been brought up if it wasn't for that. So, yeah, which, of course, the only reason why he was asked for help in the first place was because, all the pressure of the paparazzi and stuff like that. People were really treating him bad, as well as the people who knew him. So, Yeah, like it's like my granny says, it's all if it ain't one thing, it's another. It's always something. Pretty much, this movie kind of proves that point. However, we at least do get somewhat of a satisfying ending. Yeah, everybody forgot who he is, but we at least know that he's still the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Nobody knows Peter Parker or Spider-Man. Yes, I guess he have to reintroduce himself as both to the people. But at least they also don't know about the Mysterio thing. So, yeah, as far as I know. So, and it actually ends where he doesn't have the tech suits anymore. Could turn out what they say. He had the nanotech suit, which was the Iron Spider suit, and then he had what was called the Smart Cloth, sort of like what I'm wearing, but with tech in it. That's why the eyes of the Spider-Man suit could. But he don't have that now. He actually just hand makes a regular cloth Spider-Man suit, just like Toby and Andrew do, and it looks pretty dang good for the ending. He gives us a really good web slinging ending in the snow, I might add, but it still looks good. And people say actually the location of the ending actually seems to be where Hawkeye is going to end. So that's a spoiler for that. But I'm pretty sure I actually have not seen. I'm at episode 4 in Hawkeye, by the way, as I'm recording this. But yeah, I found this out, so I'm the one that's being spoiled, that's having a spoiler right here. A lot of you that's been watching this series probably have already seen the last episode. Some might be behind like I am, but I think most people have probably seen this by now. And the fact that I said spoilers in the first place, yeah. So there's that. So we get a post-credit scene where Eddie Brock Venom shows up. He doesn't show up in full Venom wear. It's just Eddie Brock talking to this random guy in the diner. Then he disappears when the whole, I guess, multiverse thing closes. So I guess he's back in his universe. Not completely sure what more they're going to do with that, because, they did have the Morbius trailer before the movie, and there was a scene where he made a reference to Venom and also talked with Michael Keaton's Vulture and Oscorp Tower and all that. So there's going to be a lot that we're going to be expecting in future movies, especially this Morbius film and any other movies coming out now from either the MCU or even Sony now. So yeah, expect anything. Yeah, anything could pretty much happen now. They do also show you the trailer for Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness. Apparently, he's going to be fighting against a double ganger of himself. My assumption is that the double ganger of Doctor Strange is probably Mephisto in disguise, or it could be one of the other villains that people have talked about, like Nightmare or something like that. So yeah, there's and it says to say Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, like I said before, expect anything. We might get Ghost Rider, Blade, Wolverine, any of them. I don't know what's gonna happen. Anything. It's a Multiverse of Madness. This is not gonna be as predictable as Spider-Man. So yeah, anything can pretty much go when you go see this movie next year. Just expect anything. We do know Wanda's going to be in there, though. Yeah, they did show that. And we know Mordo is going to be back. So Mordo's probably going to be a villain as well, because, at the end of the first movie, he's like, there are too many sorcerers. So there's that. What else? Overall, this was a really good movie. A few little nitpicks here and there if you really want me to be a critic and complain about something. Okay, here you go. The Green Goblin scene could have been a little bit longer. What I mean by that is, I do like that final fight scene with him and Norman Green Goblin. I just really wish that they could have had him in his Green Goblin suit for that final fight and see some more of him in the Green Goblin, when Green Goblin's actually out. The Norman scenes I did, that was good, to really show it really dove into how broken Norman was, especially, you know, what we kind of got in the first movie, you know. You can't do this to me. I started this company, guys. You know how much I sacrifice? Yeah. And a lot of people say there is no other Green Goblin but Willem Dafoe. Even I heard somebody say that even without the Green Goblin costume, you would believe he's the Green Goblin. So, well, this like I said, that's just my nitpick on it. I was expecting to see more of him in the costume, like what we saw in the trailer and in one of the scenes. But as soon as he went back to Norman for the first time, he smashed the Green Goblin mask and walked off. So even when Green Goblin came back out, he didn't have his full-on costume again. Okay. But that's a nitpick. Yeah, it doesn't really hurt the movie or anything. The movie still have a lot to enjoy. Only now, only other nitpick would probably be the fact that Eddie got sent back to his world. But like I say, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So hey, that we have to see what's gonna happen next. What did happen was when he went back to his own world, there was a piece of the symbiote on the desk. So something probably gonna happen with that. Then of course, there was and some people might have a nitpick about Venom not really being in this, because even though he was in the post-credit scene, just Eddie, and you just heard Venom voice over, in the trailer, the final trailer before the movie came out, I think like December 14th, or maybe 13th possibly, you actually saw Venom in the trailer. And there was even another scene with him in the trailer at the end of it. Peter, open up, are you okay? Don't open that door. So I don't know. Maybe that could have been recycled from the second Venom movie. I had to check it out because I just got it yesterday. A copy of Venom: Let There Be Carnage. So I will be checking that out soon. Maybe it's a recycled scene from that. It could be a scene that maybe they're planning to use for a future movie. You never know. So. But yeah, it probably would. Now that's a nitpick I think would probably bother possibly other people depending on who you are and what you were expecting in the movie. I was surprised to see it in the trailer, but I really was not expecting that they would go through with putting Venom in there because they had so much other stuff going on with the other Spider guys and the villains. So I was not thinking that Venom. I actually, like, if they put Venom for real in this movie, like actually with the other villains and stuff like that, yeah, that would be a twist surprise for me, because that's not something I would expect to be in this particular movie, but maybe in a future movie. So yeah, so let's see, anything else? Like I said, I have lived this. That's pretty much all I can remember right now from my first viewing. So thank you guys for watching this. Should have mentioned this at the beginning of the film, but at the beginning of the video, make sure you definitely watch some of the earlier videos, especially the comic updates, stuff like that. Hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, buy some of our available comics, and don't forget to support us on Patreon there. And we will see you in the next video. Now I'm finna in a few minutes start shooting for my my next comic up there. I just uploaded Yamiko issue 6 rough draft. Check that out. And now I'm going to start recording the update for issue 7 rough draft I got completed. With a little sneak peek of what I got for issue 8 there before I start writing it. So we'll see you then. Take care.